Acemagician AMR5 Mini PC Review. When one thinks of a PC, one likely visualizes a large desktop tower. That is a regular design, but it isn't the only option. The explanation for why PC towers were established decades ago is that developing technology necessitated more space. Briefly speaking, the motherboard and other components reached their smallest size possible. It's been over 4 decades since the initial home computer was released. If you check out any high-end laptop, you'll see that computers don't need to be gargantuan. Despite this, towers have continued to stay bulky simply due to inertia. While that is so, several manufacturers are producing compact PCs that operate just as proficiently as any humongous machine. The casing for the computer is made up of a black plastic front and back panel with aluminum side panels. Its shape is slightly wedge-like in design, being broader at the bottom and narrower towards its top. The vertical slatted louvers on the front and back create an illusion of a book spine resting on a surface. The power button is situated in the front uppermost area. This is a soft touch button that sits on top of an aluminum dial with a silver finish, which also happens to be the only part of the casing that diverges from black. We'll go into greater detail in a bit about how the knob functions. On the sides of the housing, there are attractive RGB lights in a roughly triangular setup. You can choose to turn them off or even adjust the color if you want to save energy. Additionally, the computer's side panels are both removable and magnetic. No specialized tools are necessary to open the device, simply slide off the side panels, and you'll be able to reach every internal part. Therefore, updating or replacing components is an effortless task. Despite being petite in size, the AMR5 is equipped with an efficient and strong cooling system that works in tandem. On the plus side, AMD's Radeon RX Vega 7 integrated graphics are quite impressive. Attaining 112 frames per second in 1080p resolution, League of Legends can be comfortably played. For watching movies or videos, the Radeon RX Vega 7 graphics will give you even better performance. It can support 4K video at a rate of 60 FPS, something that most mini PCs can only wish for. This should be abundant to handle most needs. On the other hand, if you manage very huge files, then replacing your RAM might be wise. The motherboard is capable of settling up to 64 GB of RAM, comprising two 32 GB sticks. We can't think of why this amount would be essential in a residential machine. Nevertheless, if you are inclined to fill up on RAM, there are no restrictions stopping you. No grievances were voiced concerning the storage capacity. The 512 GB SSD is incredibly competent when it comes to loading and saving data. Furthermore, the computer powers up rapidly, so you are not left waiting for quite some time to sign in. Whether or not 512 GB will suit your requirements is a distinct subject altogether. It should be adequate for the majority of users, but it is not likely enough for those with many video games. If you wish to store all of your Steam libraries on the system, you should think about an upgrade. Fortunately, the AMR5 has support for drives as large as 4 TB that should fulfill the requirements of all but the most space-demanding users. The Acemagician AMR5 Gaming Mini PC is powerful, offering more than most standard mini PCs. It has a Ryzen 5 5600U processor with 6 cores and turbo speed up to 4.2 GHz, making its performance comparable to a high-end desktop. Even though the integrated graphics perform well, they don't have the same graphic processing capability as a dedicated GPU, so perfection is out of reach. This technology is all up to date. Due to support for Wi-Fi 6, the fastest possible wireless link can be obtained.